Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today for the full moon in Capricorn. So we are going to dedicate this reading to both the masculine and feminine of your soul connection. So I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing either challenges or even a separation in their connection, but just take what resonates for you guys, and get rid of anything that doesn't. So the majority of my viewers are divine feminines, so I'll probably do that from the divine feminine's perspective. So what is this full moon in Capricorn? So some things that could come up, we have heightened emotions, staying disciplined, having boundaries, secrets that could be revealed, determination to face challenges, hard work finally paying off. This also talks about you can expect your intuition to be heightened, so trust it. It's also an unpredictable period, so the past could reappear to try to test you. So recognize old or harmful patterns and try to heal from them and get grounded. So I went ahead and created a spread just off of this energy today. And so we're just going to see where the masculine is, where the feminine is, where the energy of this connection lies at this time under this full moon in Capricorn. So the decks I'll be using here today are all created by myself and will be listed down below if you guys would like to purchase them. And then today's organites here, we have these beautiful divine masculine and feminine nudes created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. So let's get into it, you guys, and see what does Spirit want us to know today about this full moon in Capricorn for this connection. Okay, let's take a look at this. All right, so let's see, what is the overall energy for this full moon in Capricorn? Let's look at that. What is the overall energy for this full moon in Capricorn for this particular connection? All right, this is my Treasure Trove Oracle. Let's see what archetypes want to come through for the theme of this full moon in Capricorn. We have the photographer. It says, peer into the photographer's lens. A fresh set of eyes allows a chance for growth and renewal in these trying times. Okay, so Capricorn is connected to the planet Saturn, you guys, and Saturn can be quite heavy. It's karmic, it's burdens, but also reveals lessons. So I feel that at this particular time in your connection, it is about seeing it through a new lens. That's why the photographer is here. If we can see things just in a different way, perhaps from a higher perspective, just something a little bit different. So it's kind of like if we look at something and we immediately assume that we know everything about a person or a problem, we just kind of assume that our feelings are correct. Sometimes we take a step back and we realize, you know what, that's my own issue. That's my own hang up. And I'm seeing it through the lens of my own hang up. Sometimes we can get clarity from that. We can see that maybe not everybody is seeing the things that we're seeing, or not everybody is able to, maybe not everybody is in touch with their higher self. So sometimes we can, look at other people and we can have a little bit more empathy because maybe they're just not able to see something right then and there. Maybe it will take them a little bit more time. So I just kind of feel like this is being presented to us with our connection at this time, is that everybody sees things through different lenses. And sometimes people see things through a trauma lens, right? If you have issues, you might see everybody as someone you can't trust, right? So that could be just an example. So there is some kind of a lesson surrounding that right now. All right, so that card flew across the room. I can't grab it, so it's not for us. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, which is the Sagittarius energy. Knight of Wands is somebody who's very light-hearted. They just kind of fly by the seat of their pants. They travel a lot. They're on the move. They're kind of trying to figure out who they are in this life by having a bunch of different situations or being involved in a bunch of different things at one time. So sometimes it can be very difficult. This is a very flighty energy. This is an energy where someone might not want to settle down right now. They might want to try a bunch of different things on for size. So I feel like there's this example that's coming up for this reading right now. If you guys are dealing with a divine masculine right now that seems to want to be free, that seems to want to travel and just, fly by the seat of his pants and have a bunch of experiences, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sit around and wait for this person to figure out who they are, but it's about not taking it personal. It doesn't have anything to do with you. If someone is not ready to settle down, that doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that you're not the one for them. It just might be timing. It might be that someone needs to grow, and maybe we need to allow time and space for that to happen. So that's just another way that we can look at things through a different lens. We don't have to get hung up on and feeling not good enough or insecure about what someone else is doing. So I really like that message. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what other archetype is coming through for this full moon in Capricorn. We have the Actor. It says, the suspense is killing you. You've auditioned for the role, but now it's a waiting game. Refrain from acting out and be patient. So remember, you guys, I'm not indicating at all that anyone waits around for anyone else. You know, you got to keep living your lives. I think I say this all the time, and it's probably redundant, but it's true. You know, if you have this special connection with this person and the timing's not quite right this second, then just kind of carry on and focus on yourself and do your own thing and allow this person to figure out who they are as well. Perhaps there is better timing on the horizon. So that is about just kind of focusing on being patient and trusting in divine timing. I love that. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of being reliant upon the self. It says self-reliant, fruits of your labor, entrepreneur. So divine feminines, if you are finding right now that this particular masculine is on a journey to figure out, you know, who he is and trying a bunch of different things on for size, maybe it's time that you allow yourself that same freedom. Maybe you allow yourself to just kind of focus more maybe on you, or just building your business and really thriving and going up. You can see these arrows here. We're going up here. We're also raising our standards. We're raising our value here when we just kind of just do the self-focus thing, right? It becomes a very attractive energy. So we can only go up from here. I mean, we can go down. That would be the burden, right? The burden of that Saturn energy, but we can also learn something of value as well and raise our vibration and really focus on where we're going instead of kind of focusing on what's not happening right now. So it's like we have this choice during this full moon in Capricorn. Do we want to go up? Do we want to stay stuck? Or do we want to go down? I say what this is telling us is that we can go up. And even if you guys don't feel that way right now, even if you don't really see yourself as very valuable or see yourself as worth something, this is about taking steps towards what will increase your value. And it could be little things just such as taking some time for yourself throughout a day, taking time to just check in, maybe a little meditation, maybe a little treat, treating yourself to something that over time, when we focus on that relationship with ourselves, will really help our value to increase. And so when our value and our vibration is raising, then it's amazing how the people outside of us and around us start to respond to us in a different way. So things can only go up from here is what I'm seeing for you divine feminines out there. If you're struggling in that department, maybe not everybody is, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and get one last one. Now we have the Agent. I like this. We have all these checks. Did you take into account the costs required? Best to consult with this agent before diving in headfirst. Reassess your finances. Interesting. So obviously Capricorn is a lot about money in the material world. So it could be that there is something here where you guys are wanting to build something, you're wanting to do something, and it might be that there's a box that's left unchecked right now. So we've got to do a little bit of research, kind of figure out, is this, are we ready to jump off this cliff? Are we ready to dive into whatever this is that we're trying to do? So let's go ahead and reassess the situation, kind of look at all the details, and then plow forward. So a little bit of just taking into account something here before we just dive into a situation. Yeah, Seven of Cups is a card of, it seems like it's good. It looks good, but is it 100% solid? Is it a solid plan? So this says, get rich quick schemes, imaginative ideas, and too many options. So if you guys are right now trying to figure out if something is a good idea. I feel like it is a good idea, but there's something that maybe you need to do a little bit more research on before you jump in fully. So this could be switching jobs, maybe starting your own business, or whatever this is. But I feel like this clarity will come to you during this full moon in Capricorn. So that's really, really good. I'm also getting, because this is about the connection really, instead of individuals, even though it can hit you on an individual level, I feel like when it comes to this connection, there's a box that's not being checked. You know, it's kind of like Mr. Moon and I, we watch a lot of European shows, and the UK, they always talk about these dating shows. Yes, this person checks all my boxes. It's such a, it's like just a thing that they say. And so that's just what's coming to my mind right now. Does someone really check all of your boxes? So let's just say you're masculine, for instance, right? Your masculine is the person of your dreams. He is everything that you're looking for, looks-wise, personality-wise, etc. But the one thing that doesn't check your box is that he wants to keep his options open. He wants to date you and somebody else, or he just wants to be on his own, or he doesn't want to talk right now, or he doesn't want to commit. That wouldn't be checking all of your boxes, would it? So Spirit is basically saying here that instead of idealizing someone such as your masculine and kind of putting him up on that pedestal and thinking that he's perfect and thinking that he is the only person that can create your happiness or make your dreams come true, this is about realizing that maybe this masculine right now is not checking all of your boxes, and it might be time to check all of your boxes on your own first, and really be that source of happiness for yourself first. So I feel like there's some sort of a message here about checking all of your boxes first. And when you feel that fullness of just being your own partner, being your own counterpart, really, being your own best friend, being your own, just creating or fulfilling your own needs, this can actually be matched to you in the physical world within your counterpart. So this is an opportunity for us to kind of spend less time dreaming, right? Spend less time fantasizing about how things could be, and really start to figure out what we can create for ourselves in the physical world, even if it's just on our own right now. That is okay. Because, you got to create your own happiness first before you can really, really, truly, not necessarily experience it, but really appreciate it when it comes to you in the form of another. Okay? So I feel like that's a little bit of an individual lesson, perhaps, for both the masculine and feminine. This masculine could also be feeling like not one person can check all of his boxes. And why? Because there's something that is unfulfilled within him. He has not filled something within himself. So he may need to be on this adventure right now to figure out what true fulfillment is. Is it coming from outside things? Is it coming from other people? Or is this something that I can create within myself? So I just feel like this masculine and feminine right now are not whole aspects of themselves yet. This is a journey towards being whole within. So you guys can experience whole, outside of yourselves in the form of each other. So I just love this message here. It's a really cool message here for this full moon in Capricorn. All right, you guys. So that is the overall energy for the full moon in Capricorn, and maybe some of these, things that will be revealed. So let's now look and see what is the biggest lessons revealing themselves right now in this particular connection. What are the biggest lessons revealing themselves? This right here is my cosmic contracts, the ties that bind oracle. Let's see okay, so we have 1, 2, no, that's too many. I only wanted 3. So let's go ahead and just keep shuffling. What are the biggest lessons right now revealing themselves in this connection currently under this full moon in Capricorn? Oh, this is nice. We have the cheerleader. I am your biggest fan. So I really like this because this to me is like unconditional love. Even though you might not be doing everything that I want you to do, even though I might not agree with your choices right now, deep down inside, I still love you unconditionally. And I really hope the best for you. I really hope that you find what you're looking for. That is that true unconditional love. Even if you can't be happy with me, or you don't see the value in me or our connection right now, or don't want it right now, I'm still a big fan of yours. I'm not putting you up on this unrealistic pedestal and saying you're perfect, because you're not. No one is, right? But I'm willing to say, as one soul family member to another, that I love you no matter what. And I hope that you are happy wherever you're at or whoever you're with. And I think that that's such a beautiful energy here. So we release a lot of the toxicity and a lot of the attachment when we can shift into this vibration of unconditional love with our counterpart. Because Capricorn is all about, I need it in the physical. I need to be able to touch you. I need to be with you. I'm attached to you. But that lesson of Capricorn and that completion of a cycle of the Capricorn energy is about seeing things from a different perspective. And that's why I feel the photographer came up from the very beginning, because if we can see things from that perspective, we're going to not feel so burdened and heavy throughout this karmic cycle or whatever is happening at this time. So this is my connections for the Modern World Oracle. Yep, that's that toxic Capricorn connection. So Capricorn's energy in tarot is the devil, but it's also the world. So those are the two major arcanas that represent Capricorn. And the devil energy is the toxic side of the lovers. So it's the toxic side of divine love. You know, you feel this divine love connection, but it can become very toxic, especially when we're hung up on the physical. I need to physically have this person in my life. We belong together. This is the way it's supposed to be. That's that toxic side. That's that codependent side of this connection. So Spirit is basically saying that a lesson right now that's being revealed is that we don't actually have to physically be with this person. They don't have to choose us, or we don't have to choose them right now in order for it to be divine. This can be something that's playing out in just an energetic way right now. This could just be playing out in your heart space right now, in your higher selves right now. And that's okay. So it's about being comfortable with where the connection's at, especially if it's not where you want it to be right now. It's about releasing your need for it in the physical. Yeah, with the Eight of Wands, which is beautiful. This is about moving forward. This is about just cruising. This guy here is on the motorcycle, and he's just literally just flowing through. He's full of vitality. He's full of energy, right? He's full of energy right now, and he's just plowing through life. So he's not getting hung up on these details of that, I'm not with my counterpart, or my relationship isn't the way I want it to be right now. He's not getting hung up there. He's just flowing through. And so this is a lesson right now to just kind of lessen some of the burden of this connection, realizing that it doesn't have to be your everything. It doesn't have to be your only source of happiness. It doesn't have to be, a certain way right now. This is an experience. So it's about pushing through this experience and learning things along the way, learning about yourself along the way. It's really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get another message here. So let's see, what is the other lesson here that wants to pop up for this connection right now? Okay. I will make you feel insane, gaslighter. Sometimes when it comes to people, and I felt this before, just even within friendships, you have a lot of love for people and you know that you have a special bond, but there's so many issues or toxic behaviors that have not been cycled out yet. So when you have conversations, people, like, either you're not able to be honest or the other person can't be honest. And so you literally feel insane dealing with each other. That is a telltale sign of toxic behavior, that it's just too toxic right now to perhaps communicate. Eight of Wands is also a card of communication. Maybe right now the lesson is it's maybe not the best time to communicate. If we communicate, I'm just going to go in circles. I'm just going to feel insane. I'm just going to feel like I'm going nuts. And so it might be that it is okay right now to take a break from your counterpart. It is okay to maybe put communication on hold. It is okay to put the movement, the forward movement of your connection on hold right now. That is okay. Maybe there's some sort of toxic cycles or karmic lessons that need to be cleared, that don't have anything to do with each other, but have something to do with yourselves. And that can be completed through maybe other situations. So let's allow those things to happen. Because we have the stifled energy. And what's stifled? Stifled means like we're not able to move. We're not able to grow. We feel just very stifled. And I just feel like this energy right now can't flow as long as we're holding onto it tightly. As long as we're trying to force it to work, it doesn't work. So there's a lesson right now of just letting go and letting things flow right now and having faith in divine timing. And maybe this is just not the correct timing for things to flow together. Yeah, I love this. Now we have the Knight of Wands again. This is the second time that the Knight of Wands is coming up in the reading. So this was the overall theme for the full moon in Capricorn. And now we have it again for the lessons. So Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. So this is about being free. This is about wanting to travel light. This is about needing to expand your horizons and learn from a variety of different situations or even people. So I just feel like somebody does not want to be stifled right now. Somebody maybe doesn't know how to communicate that they want to just be alone, or they want to keep their options open, or they want to experience things just differently. And it's very hurtful. It's very hard to be honest with someone and just tell someone, I care about you. I do love you, but I just need some time on my own. It's very hard to be honest sometimes with people. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll make up excuses. They'll lie because they don't want to hurt the other person. And I feel like that's probably why this gaslighter energy is here. Somebody doesn't want to hurt your feelings. So perhaps the masculine does not want to hurt your feelings, feminine, by just being honest with you. Maybe he just doesn't return your text. Maybe he just says things, makes excuses, and it doesn't make any sense because he's lying because he doesn't want to hurt you. But what it ends up doing is it hurts you anyways, because deep down you know that something is BS. You know that there's an excuse being made. So that's why I feel like if this connection right now, it's like if you guys are trying to make it work and it's not working, or it didn't work in the past, don't drive yourselves insane by continuing this connection or continuing the communication or trying to push forward to make this work. I'm also getting that if some of you guys are lying to yourselves, and I've done this before myself, lying to yourselves and saying, you know what, I'm okay that you want to see other people. I'm okay with keeping this as an open relationship, but you're really not. You're going to go insane by even attempting to do things that go against your own integrity. Saying that you're okay when you're not okay. You're better off just completely separating rather than trying to stay connected to someone just to keep this connection going. Because it actually has the opposite effect. When someone knows that you're going against what your true beliefs are, they almost lose respect and you become very unattractive because you're not being your true self. Seriously, guys, I've done this before. Yes, I'm the fantasy girl. I'm going to make all your fantasies come true. Oh, you don't want to be in just one. You don't want to be in just a one-on-one relationship. No problem. I'll be the fantasy girl. Never worked out. I'm not saying my exact situation or example is, for everyone across the board. It's just a few experiences that I had where it actually just had the opposite effect, unfortunately. I would have been better off just being my true authentic self and saying, yeah, I'm not afraid to lose you because you don't want what I want. You want to go your own way. You want to do this. You want to do that. No problem. Go off and do it. We'll see if I'm still here. I was too insecure. I was too afraid to allow that to happen. So I did the opposite, and it actually had the worst effect. So I'm just using that as an example, you guys, just in case some of you are, feeling like you want to do things that go against your belief system and go against your integrity. It just usually doesn't work out. All right, so let's go ahead and get one last message for a lesson. We have the projector. I will blame you when the problem is me. And I feel like I kind of got this message early on. I could be wrong, but it was about someone. No, maybe it wasn't this reading. Maybe it was something else that I was doing. But when people feel like they are being closed in on, maybe stifled up against a wall, sometimes what they can do is they'll turn the story around. Actually, they're the ones with the issue and problem, but sometimes when people feel, like I said, pushed up against a wall, they'll start blaming you. They'll start making you out to be the problem. And what does that do? That will actually make you feel insane, because you feel like, how is this getting flipped around? You start to feel insane when that happens. So to me, this is an energy check-in, as in, if you're dealing with a very problematic situation, you kind of keep going around in the same circles with someone and it's just always the same. You always end up feeling the same. There's a cycle here that needs to be broken. And the only way that this cycle can be broken, perhaps, is to walk away, to end it, take a break from it. Because continuing to try to make something work that just doesn't want to work, or trying to get someone on the same page, it just actually has the opposite effect. So there's a lesson here right now with maybe knowing when to lay off, knowing when to take a break, knowing when you are going off the deep end trying to be someone that maybe you're not. So there's a burdensome cycle here. And we have commitment. And I just keep getting with the Knight of Wands energy that someone may not be able to commit right now for whatever reason. Maybe they do not want to. Maybe they do not know how. Maybe it's just not in them at this time. So if you want commitment and the masculine does not want this commitment, it's not going to do you any good to try to stay in this connection if you guys are not on the same page. So it could be someone also is in another relationship and there's another karmic relationship going on. And maybe we are trying to make something work while there's another relationship going on. And I know that this will sound like tough love. It's because it is. It's impossible for something to actually be successful when there is still another chapter and another situation going on. It just won't work. So if you guys are driving yourselves insane in a third-party situation, Spirit's saying it might be time to just kind of take a break. Maybe the full moon in Capricorn is giving you this full awareness that you might be the one that needs to end that situation in order for the burden to finally end. You know, sometimes we look to other people to end things, even though we don't want them to. It's sometimes easier. And the lesson might be for some of you guys right now is that you're going to have to be that person to end the cycle, to end the pain, to end the misery. That's if you guys are in that situation. Not all of you, this may not be resonating. Yeah. The Ace of Swords is cutthroat. It's like, I feel like something is hurting your brain. Something is hurting your brain because you either are just kind of maybe blaming yourself. You're constantly in this, like, you know, it's like a infinite going round and round in the same circles. But the only thing that's going to break this cycle is to cut something away. Removing yourself, or not blaming yourself, or not taking something personally that someone said or did. Okay, and it doesn't make it okay with what someone said or did, but it's no longer raking yourselves over to the coals of whatever someone else's issue is. So I feel like there's a real lesson and there's a real opportunity for us to wrap up this burdensome cycle that's been maybe going on for quite some time, whether it's a burden that we're carrying and within ourselves or a burden we're experiencing within this connection right now. So this is about allowing people to take responsibility for their actions. And we're not projecting fantasies. We're not projecting blame. And we're also cutting away from someone else doing that to us if that's what's happening. This is also about blaming ourselves. And we are taking responsibility, but there's no reason to rake yourself over the coals because of what somebody else is doing or not doing. Spirit is saying it is a waste of your precious energy to do that, because everybody has their own issues that they've got to iron out and work out. And your masculine's issues are not your issues, feminine, and your issues are actually not your masculine's issues. And so it is about, you know, taking the time to reflect and really figuring out what is it that we're doing? What is it that we expect here? What is it that we need to kind of do when it comes to our own issues in our own lives right now. And just if something is just not matching up and we're not on the same level, it's about making that commitment to ourselves, seeing things very clearly, because that Seven of Cups still is just kind of coming to me. And it's very easy to do, you guys. It's very easy to project a fantasy onto someone who we want them to be. They have so much potential, could be so great. Yes, this is true. And maybe one day it could be that. But right now, if that's not what you guys are experiencing and it's not what you guys are seeing, Capricorn is a very grounded, down-to-earth 3D energy. Maybe it's time for us to just kind of see things from the perspective of it is what it is. It's very clear. This person doesn't want this right now. Okay, what does that mean? Well, instead of trying to make this happen, I'm just going to step away and focus on me for a little bit. So that grounding energy of Capricorn's coming in and saying, let's stop torturing ourselves. Let's stop any kind of toxic behavior, or let's stop being a part of toxic behavior. Let's really honor ourselves and honor each other right now on our journeys where we're at. And let's let just things like let it lie, let things fall away, let things fall into place. So I'm kind of like getting this tower energy, and it's like let the dust settle of that tower and see what happens next. Okay? So those are the lessons here that are being presented during this full moon in Capricorn. Now we're going to go into what energy is actually highlighted for this masculine currently when it comes to the feminine and this connection. So what's really being highlighted for him right now? Let's look at this energy. All right. What's being highlighted? So this right here is the Divine Masculine Tarot. What's being highlighted right now for this particular masculine currently when it comes to this feminine and this connection? Okay, we have the Two of Cups, feeling love for you. So this masculine is still feeling love for the feminine, even though he may be in the Knight of Wands energy, which is perhaps not ready to commit, still figuring out who he is. There is still love here, though, the masculine has for the feminine. All right, this is my Twin Flame Journey Oracle deck. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, but there is a stuck energy. So stuck, I feel, Capricorn, yes, stuck on a karmic lesson, hung up on an addiction, a toxic behavior that he has, okay? I'm also getting too feminine that even if this masculine has gone off into another relationship or just wanted to be free of this connection, he actually is he still has love for you. He still has this, he's still hung up because he is stuck on you. You're not going anywhere, feminine. You're not going to just disappear just because he moves on with his life. You're still going to be in his heart. You still are in his heart space. Okay, so this is the Twin Flame Journey Tarot. Let's see what else. Yeah, even in death. Holy smokes. Not very many people watch my readings for their counterpart that's on the other side, but some do. I've seen it in the comments before. I feel like even in death, like physical death, there's still a bond so strong between you and your counterpart. That's just for a select few of you that are dealing with that situation. But the physical death doesn't have to be an actual, like, from this world. It could just be a separation between the two of you. So even through separation, there's still this Two of Cups. There's still this connection that this masculine feels. He has not completely let you go, feminine. So that's something that maybe you need to understand at this particular time. So let's see what else is going on for this masculine. So there's love, even if he's stuck, even if he has transitioned and gone somewhere else, he still has love for you, feminine. Okay, so this to me is that Knight energy. So the masculine right now is being revealed, and he could be revealed later on as the king, but when he's coming up as the Knight for me, this is someone that's finding their way. And this is finding a steady pace. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo's energy, and this is Scorpio's energy, by the way. So this to me is very much a telltale sign that masculine is finding his way in the world through experiences. He's figuring out who he is through experiences that he's having. So as he's finding his way, he still has love in his heart for the feminine. But there could be some other situation or behavior or karmic lesson that he is still stuck in that causes him to, maybe not come forward or make this contact. We do have observer, and this is telling me here that this masculine's connection with you, feminine, is still a mystery to him. Why is he still stuck? Why is he still hung up on you? Why does he think about you? Why is he curious about you? Does he even look you up online? If some of you have social media, perhaps, or it could just be that he has looked for evidence of just you, where you're at in the world. If there is a long-term separation here, he's definitely still curious about you, and he has a lot of questions. And I feel like there's a lot of unfinished business here for him when it comes to you in this connection. So it's not something that is entirely out of his energy or out of his mind or even in his heart. Yeah, he still wonders about you. And we have waiting for something. Wish upon a star, sitting out into the, up at night, looking up at the stars. I feel like I got this message last week, which was Different Stars by Trespassers Williams, I think is what it's called. And it's a beautiful song because it's about you guys haven't seen each other in so long and you wonder where you're at if you think of me. Interesting. So that to me is a highlighted song this week for this connection. But, no matter where the masculine is in the world, I do feel like he still thinks about his feminine and questions what could have been or what could be. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get one more. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, which is energy. It is passion. It is wanting to communicate, can't hold back. I can't fight this feeling any longer kind of thing, So I feel like something is bubbling up right now for this masculine when it comes to the feminine in this connection. It's a passion. It's a feeling. He feels drawn. He feels like he wants to perhaps travel her way. Vibration. He feels this vibration right now, this passionate vibration. This could be just this chemistry. Old feelings are coming back to the surface. And he's feeling something. He's wanting to do something here, having a hard time holding back. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, this is Capricorn's energy. So to me, this is very much during this period of time, he is feeling this vibration of the feminine. And he's feeling her very strong, grounded, down-to-earth energy. So feminines, if you are just really grounded right now, focused on your independence, your career, really taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself. This masculine is feeling this energy and this vibration from you, and it's pretty powerful. And it actually makes you more attractive to him. So even if he's not seeing you, he's feeling this vibration from you during this time, feminine. And it's really positive is what I'm getting here. And it's really hard for him to just continue to maybe stay stuck or stay in a situation that's not really, the greatest. Or just if you guys are not in communication, it's really difficult for him to hold back this non-communication with you. It makes him want to actually seek you out and come towards you because you're doing so well or your vibration is so high. He's feeling this amazing vibration. And this amazing vibration is helping him to see you in this light of value of, if I am going to settle down, it's going to be with you. If I'm going to choose anyone, it's going to be you, feminine. So that's what I'm getting here from this masculine. This masculine views this feminine as someone that, I know this might sound kind of selfish, but after I am done figuring out who I am, you're the person that I want to settle down with. I know that sounds selfish, but I am getting that from this masculine. You're the one for me in the end. You're the one that I always knew I was going to choose. Wow. All right. So let's take a look at the feminine's vibe for this masculine currently. All right. What's the feminine's vibe towards this masculine and the connection during this full moon in Capricorn? This is my divine feminine healing cards. We have adversity. I accept my current challenges as an opportunity to grow and learn something new about myself and to correct any behaviors of my own that need adjusting. I love this, feminine, because this to me is the Capricorn, Saturn, burdens, lessons, karma. So you realize that through the adversity of your situation and experience with this masculine, that you're learning so much, and like you are up for the task of learning. You want to learn something of value here. You know, you're not interested anymore blaming or being stuck. Like you want to move forward. You want to ascend. You want to learn as much as you can from whatever has transpired between you and your masculine. Yes, and you want to devote more of your time to your spiritual growth. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that you're actually devoting more energy in a loving, light way instead of the shadow. Some of you guys may have already cleared a lot of your shadows and a lot of your just karma with just in this experience with this masculine. And I just feel like you have come out the other end. You have come out towards the light. You are feeling lighter in vibration, which is why this masculine is feeling you in this lighter vibration right now. You've cleared a lot of karma. You've cleared a lot of cycles, feminine. That's what I'm seeing here. And it's like, in a way, you're thanking the masculine for this. Thank you. I'm able to love you unconditionally and thank you for our time together. I'm going to release you and let you do what you need to do. I love you. And when the time is right, you know, we'll see where we're at. That's the energy I'm picking up from you, feminine. Yep. And that judgment card is connected to Pluto. Pluto is all about death and transformation. I'm feeling that for sure. We have karma review. You're learning from the past, feminine. You're not getting stuck and hung up. I mean, you may be nostalgic from the time that you had with your masculine, but you're not getting hung up and stuck there. You're learning from the past. You're learning so much about yourself through your counterpart. And so I just feel like you are in the correct vibration right now during this full moon in Capricorn. You're ready to cycle out anything that is burdening you. You're ready for the next chapter of your life, whether it's with your masculine or not. You're still up for the next chapter because you realize that it is a part of your journey. With or without this masculine right now, you realize that this is all happening to you for a reason. You chose this connection. You chose this path. You chose this experience. You chose to learn in this way. And so you are dedicated and devoted to being the best version of yourself in this lifetime. I love this for you, feminine. So I just feel like that was so powerful. I'm going to keep it there. Now we're going to take a look at your darkest hour. So we're going to switch a little bit to that shadow. This could be past shadows here, but this is about your darkest times and what you guys have felt for one another. And this can be, your shadow, or it could be just that devil's energy, which is that desire, or the darkness, the fear. This is my twin flame journey shadows. So we're just going to kind of do a side by side just to see here what the energies are here. This is masculine's darkest hour. Okay, so we have darkest hour for the masculine, which is non-action. Remember the card earlier? It was stuck. So this masculine, I feel, has a lot of fear taking action towards this feminine. That's what I'm seeing here. He has issues with taking action. He's got some sort of fear here about taking action towards her. For some of you, it's because it's been so long. It's been so long. Okay, this is my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. Oh, he has wow, this world card is Capricorn, Saturn. So during this period of full moon in Capricorn, this is really highlighted for this masculine. He feels a lot of unfinished business. He feels like there's something that still needs to be completed. He feels like the feminine and him are not done. There's still something here that you guys need to experience in this life. It's really, really weighing on him. So in his darkest hour, he knows, and I feel is even haunted by not taking action. It's like, I should have taken action by now, but I haven't. This is something that weighs on him. It is a burden, is what I'm seeing here. So this is my Divine Masculine Haunted deck. And so let's go ahead and see what song wants to come through for all this feeling here in his darkest hour towards this feminine. Wow, bring me to life. This is from Evanescence. So this is a song here that this masculine is actually feeling in his darkest hour, feminine. My spirit sleeping somewhere cold. You bring me to life. Wake me up inside. So I feel like he relates something to the feminine, as in he really woke up when the two of them came together. And he feels like his spirit is sleeping right now because either you're not together, you're not in his life, you guys are not speaking. He feels like the feminine is the only person that can truly bring him to life. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into my erotic activations deck and see what the desires are. So these are the fears here. What are the desires? Yep, no one else will do. I'm bound to you. You guys, this is the devil's energy. I am bound to you. I feel bound. I feel like I can't let go. No one else can do this for me. No one else can wake me up. It's only you, feminine. Oh my God, that's crazy. So that's what's going on in the masculine's deepest, darkest hour, you guys. So let's see what's going on for you, feminine, in your deepest, darkest hour with this masculine. We have disconnected, okay? So maybe some of you guys really feel the disconnect. Some of you guys feel lonely without this masculine. Maybe you feel like it's been so long, or you just feel like, gosh, has he let me go? I feel like that's your fear, feminine, that this masculine has let you go. And I'm just seeing here in this reading, he has not let you go. So that is just a fear. That's just your ego playing tricks on you, telling you that he has forgotten all about you, because he has not. Yep. Just because there hasn't been any movement here with the Eight of Wands, just because there hasn't been any communication, perhaps, if that's your guys' story, or this masculine isn't telling you how he truly feels, he's not expressing it to you, doesn't mean it's not there. So I feel that's probably why the photographer did come up as one of the major themes during this full moon in Capricorn, is to help the feminine to understand that not everything that she is seeing or hearing right now is evidence of how it really is. Try to see things from a different perspective, because it's like what you're seeing is not what you're getting. So there are some hidden clues. There are some hidden energies here. So it's about trusting your intuition at this time. This is the Divine Feminine Ghosted deck. So let's see what the energy or tune is for your soul. Love the way you lie. Ooh, so this is from Eminem and Rihanna. That's all right, because I like the way it hurts. Ooh, so I feel, feminine, you know that this masculine lies, as in he really does have certain feelings towards you, but the way that he has shown you or expressed it, or things that he didn't say, you know that there's something that you know what's true. Like, you're the high priestess. You know what's really going on. You can read between the lines. Okay. And it does hurt you, but in a way you like the way that it hurts, because you truly know this masculine deep down inside. But there's still this fear that you guys have that you're wrong. This fear that you have that he really doesn't care about you, that you're just making it up in your head. And I'm just getting here that that's a lie. That's a lie that you tell yourself in your deepest, darkest hour. Okay. Also, what I'm seeing, feminines, is that you know that this masculine in a way likes to be in pain. He's almost sadistic with himself. I'm getting this from him. He doesn't know how to be loved. He doesn't know what safe love is, what nurturing love is, even though he craves it from you, feminine. His upbringing or his experiences or his pain, that's what drives this masculine, is pain. So if you tried to love him and nurture him and be kind to him, he could have run away from you. And so you know this deep down inside. You know him on a soul level. You know that's why he disconnects from you or cuts off communication or is trying to hold himself back from you, is because your energy is very inviting to him, but it also scares him or repels him. And so he wants to run away from it. You know this deep down, feminine. I will do anything you want me to. Okay. This, I feel, is one of the things that I was bringing up before. Sometimes when we want someone. We want someone in our lives. We will do things. We will say things. We will be what they want us to be, even if it doesn't match up with what we want. Okay? I will do things that make me feel uncomfortable. I will do things because that's what you want, but it's not really what I'm comfortable with. It's not what I want. That to me is also that fear. We want to hang on to someone so badly. We don't want them to leave, so we're willing to sell ourselves out. And I feel like that's why Spirit was really pushing me to give that example to you guys earlier of things that I've done. It just doesn't work out. So this to me, it's like, let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not lie and pretend we're someone that we're not. That is fear. And I feel, feminines, that you're cycling a lot of this fear-based stuff out. You're cycling some of this toxic behavior. Even if you have these thoughts, I'll be anything you want. If I would have done anything, or if I had just been perfect, then you would have wanted me. If I had just done everything that you wanted, then you would have loved me. You wouldn't have left. You wouldn't have chose someone else. These are just all examples. It's not true, feminine. Those are lies that we tell ourselves. It's not true. Your masculine's issues and hangups are not about you. They're about him. So your darkest hour might try to turn you and disconnect you from your truth and lie to yourself and tell yourself that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that it was you, that you're just not what he wanted. Your ego, your fear, everything, your dark side will try to convince you of that, but it is a lie. Okay? All right, you guys. So let's now go into what is the universe trying to show you at this time when it comes to this connection. All right, so this right here is my Signs from Spirit, a love oracle. What is the universe trying to show you guys right now? So this is for the masculine and the feminine during this full moon in Capricorn. All right. Full moon in Capricorn is all about hardships. It is. It's interesting. It's pain. There's something about feeling a little bit of pain here during this period of time. If you feel something, you can recognize it and you can start to heal it. But if you don't feel anything, you can't heal anything. There are people that shove things down and that's just all they do. It's all they know how to do. But eventually that has a way of creeping back up, at some point. So you can run, but you can't really hide forever. So I feel like this particular time and this influence of Saturn is really going to bring up some feelings for people. And it's really going to help them to feel it so they can heal it. All right, this is my Spirits of Darkness and Light deck. And we have the card of commitment again, Spirit of the Ring, contract, promise, commitment. I feel like what Spirit is also trying to reveal to the both of you is that you guys came into this life to come together and meet each other and to experience this soul contract. Like, this is a very significant soul contract. You made a promise not only to each other, but to yourselves, okay? And so it's this commitment that you made. Even if you guys are not honoring it right now, there's still something to be learned. There's still something to be gained through all of this pain. So try not to just discount this as, oh, it's just meaningless, it's just pointless, etc. It's really not. There is something of great value to learn here, and Spirit is trying to show us something through this connection to each other, through the pain, through the hardships of how important it really is. So that's what Spirit's trying to reveal right now to both. This is the Earth and Sky Oracle, so this one wanted to come out, so we have it immediately. This is called the Maiden. This is Virgo's energy specifically. So Virgo's energy is very methodical, very practical, very just getting in your head. I'm just kind of going through a little bit of the negatives. Virgos have a lot of wonderful and amazing traits, very organized, very loyal, etc. But I am picking up on the more of the shadow aspect of Virgo. They can be overly critical. They can look at just not only with themselves, but also the other person and just tear them apart. they're perfectionists. They hold themselves to perfectionist standards, and they expect the same in return. So when you do not treat a Virgo the way that they feel that they deserve to be treated, that can become disastrous. So I just feel like the lesson here is that, again, not everybody is going to do things the way that you would do them. Not everybody is going to see things at the same time. Not everybody is looking through life through the same lens. So to me, the hardship of this connection is that you've got two people that signed up for the same class, the same course. You guys are like lab partners here. But both of you have different ideas. And so you're going to experience these hardships in this connection. And so Spirit wants you to look at that. Spirit wants you to appreciate the adversity. Oh, yeah. Remember, feminines, this was you. This was you. The adversity. I accept my current challenges as an opportunity to grow and learn something about myself. All right? And to correct any behaviors on my own that need adjusting. So this is about no longer being in the blame stage. It's easy to blame other people for our problems. It's very easy to do. Sometimes I've done that for a very long time where it's really saved me from having to actually deal with myself. But yeah, usually you get something shoved in your face and you're just like, wow, I can no longer pretend that I'm not the problem, or I can no longer pretend that that's not an issue that I need to correct. So I feel like you guys are mirrors to one another, constantly holding up the mirror to each other through your own behaviors. You have an opportunity to kind of look at, analyze your own behavior. But again, it's not about being harsh or critical. Yes, you can learn by feeling uncomfortable, by feeling pain, but you're not meant to wallow in it. You're not meant to constantly critique the other person for not doing what you would do or act the way that you would act. It's about acceptance. It's about truly loving another person for just who they are in their current state. And you don't have to subject yourself to abuse or continued hardship. You do have the commitment that you've also made to yourself to preserve, like self-preserve and to take care of yourself. So if that means that you need to step away from each other, then that might be what you need to do. But I feel like Spirit is really showing you guys right now through signs that it's not supposed to be easy. It is supposed to be somewhat difficult and hard, because there is some sort of contract that you guys signed up for in order to learn something pretty amazing about yourselves. But this is about being attentive to your own needs. This is also about not just overgiving. The positive aspect of Virgo is the not the humanitarian, but I guess sort of, but like you're constantly doing things for other people. That can be a really wonderful thing, being of service to others. But that can also become a burden if we're coming from a codependent place or a place of giving to get. And sometimes people don't even know that that's what they're doing. When you're a codependent, you don't really get it. You don't really understand that a lot of the giving and a lot of the things that you've done your entire life for other people have actually come from a dysfunctional place. You think it comes from a place that I'm such a good person. I'm so giving. I love giving. I love giving. Yes, that's wonderful. But what is at the core of that? Are you giving because you don't feel like you're of any value if you don't? Are you giving because you want to get a certain response from someone? So there can be some toxic behaviors that are tied to that giving. And I just feel like this is something that Spirit is telling us to take a look at. If we're experiencing other relationships, either with friends or family, that are also difficult, we're learning from these people as well. And we have an opportunity to correct behaviors and to, see things maybe from a different perspective. So I feel like other connections, other situations that you guys will be in during your period of either separation or just whatever's going on right now will really aid your connection at a later date. It will actually help it to be more successful. So that is good. So welcome lessons and maybe karmic cycles with other people. I've learned so much about myself through other people, friendships, family members, the way that I handle myself in job situations. I've learned a lot about myself. And it's not about, being at a destination now if I've got it all figured out, because I certainly don't. There's still so much learning to do. But those connections have aided in my ascension and have aided in being a better partner, a better partner. counterpart, if you will. So these are the signs that Spirit is giving to us. Thorns. Things are supposed to be uncomfortable. Things are supposed to hurt. It's through the pain that we will gain so much. And instead of critiquing how other people are living their lives or what exactly they're doing, let's make a commitment to ourselves to be better versions of us. Let's lead by example, actually. And let's also check ourselves at the door. If we feel like we're not being appreciated, if we feel like we give so much but we're not getting anything back, we do need to take a look at that, kind of analyze that behavior and see what we're doing and why we're doing it. So that's interesting. All right, let's now move into advice. Let's get some advice from Spirit here. Let's get some advice from Spirit on this connection during this full moon in Capricorn. These are my twin flame angel numbers deck. 511. Okay, your twin flame, your counterpart is now beginning to connect the dots back to you. And this is kind of cool because I feel for the masculine, this is the question mark, the observer, and no one else will do, feeling bound to you, constantly being reminded of you, Two of Cups, still feeling love for you. Yeah, that's it. So no matter where he goes, no matter who he's with, he's still connecting things back to you, feminine. It's like there's a lesson that he's connecting back to you. He's seeing the bigger picture. He's seeing things through a specific lens right now, and he's connecting things back to you. 1313. So 13, of course, is the number of death, right? So it says earth angels are surrounding you as you face challenging times in your connection. So both of you, because it's a 1313, both twin flames, both counterparts right now are experiencing immense amount of protection and help through earth angels. Now, of course, these can be your spirit guides on the other side, ancestors, people that have passed on. This can also be guardian angels, archangels, spirit. But I'm also getting the earth angels, which means people that are in your life, such as your family, other soulmates of yours that are surrounding you during this time, helping you to evolve, helping you to be happier and healthier. So other connections are actually very important right now at this time, you know, for your ascension. And we have 229. Interesting. Patience is required as one twin is still struggling to gain clarity with current challenges. So I feel like the masculine and feminine are struggling in their own ways. I do. They're struggling in their own ways. They're still trying to figure out, you know, who they are and what they want and becoming stronger every single day. So there is still some amount of patience that needs to be, that's required here, because one twin, one person is still kind of struggling to figure out who they are and find their way. And I will say that it's probably the masculine in this particular reading, because I feel like that Knight of Wands is the masculine. The Knight of Wands kept coming up, and I feel like that Knight of Wands represents who this masculine is currently, really still trying to figure out who he is, maybe trying to try things on for size to just figure out what the meaning of life is. But there's something that he's not starting, I feel like he's been doing it for a while, but the energy is highlighted right now that he's relating things back to his connection with the feminine. So it's very profound. He feels very connected to her. He feels this Two of Cups energy with her at this time. All right, this is my Divine Love Inspiration Counterpart Messages deck. Endless. Love it. Your connection, it's like, it says endless. I will love you until the end of time. This right here is, you will always be in my heart, and you'll always be in my heart, and I'll always be in yours. It's like an endless love, endless connection here. So Spirit is just kind of reminding you guys of that as well. This connection never dies. We have my love. I am forever changed by you. That's a fantastic card. So you guys are very significant to one another. Just you guys coming into each other's lives, you've really helped to shape and mold and inspire each other to just want to do the work, to want to be better human beings, to want to just do things differently because of each other. So my love for you is endless, is what I'm seeing here. And that is a message that Spirit wants to give, but also it's a message I feel from your person to you. So how we're going to end the reading, you guys, is messages from the Divine Masculine to you, Feminine. Okay? Divine masculine revelations to the feminine. What does this masculine want to leave the feminine with at this time for this full moon in Capricorn? What are his messages to the feminine? Yep, that curious nature, this curious energy. I want to get a visual on where the masculine was at with the feminine. Here we are. What's he looking at? Computer, perhaps, right? Does say, I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. So feminine, if you feel like this masculine has just moved on, forgotten all about you, he hasn't. He hasn't at all. He's been curious about you. He's looked you up. He's asked about you. He's thought about this connection. And so I feel like a lot of your shadow has to do with, he doesn't think about me ever. He's never thought about me twice. It's not true. Foolish. The grass wasn't greener on the other side. So I feel like this is specific for some of you feminines that were left, or the relationship ended because this masculine wanted to, go off into what he thought at the time, greener pastures, wanted to keep his options open, wanted to go into another situation or connection. But I feel like he's telling you, feminine, is that he feels foolish now because it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Wherever he thought he was going, if he sacrificed your connection, it didn't turn out the way he thought it was going to. So he does feel foolish now. He might feel foolish because he's lost you. Okay, apologies. Even though I don't show it, I am sorry for how things went between us. I do get for some of you that this masculine either never apologized, you've never gotten any closure, but this masculine doesn't have any closure either, so it goes both ways, feminine. He knows that he should have apologized to you by now, but for a lot of you, he has not. Okay? Or maybe his actions don't actually show that he's sorry, but he is deep down inside. I can still feel you. Touch. So this connection with this feminine here, just because they're not physically in each other's world, he can still feel her energy. And I feel like it's probably through a dream. He connects with her in a dream. He wakes up. He feels touched by her. He feels touched by some words that she once spoke to him. She feels touched by her energy. Her energy is always with him. He feels her energy. It's constant. My mind and heart always come back to you. No matter where he's at, his heart and mind always come back to you, feminine. And that's what he wants you to know at this time. So this is what he's really feeling right now. This is very highlighted for him. This is the energy. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this week's reading. So thank you guys so much for choosing to watch it. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also leave your comments and your thoughts in the comment section, just kind of how this resonated with you and just anything that you guys are feeling during this full moon in Capricorn. All right, you guys, thanks again so much for your support, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.